Hi guys, I want to give you a quick update before this video starts. Earlier this week, I got a case of food poisoning. It kind of messed up my progression of making videos this week. I was going to do some substantial work on the MR2, but it didn't happen. Hopefully you're not going to notice though, because I did film this video you're watching right now, so it kind of filled the gap, and I will be back to making normal content here in a day or two once I get my strength back. I just want to let you guys know if it's been a little light this week, that's why. So I will see you guys soon with some more videos, and enjoy this one. Hi guys, today I'm going to do a little bit of work on the MR2. I know I haven't really done a lot of content on him in a while, so I figured I'd kind of knock two birds out with one stone because I got a lot of requests for some more detailing specifics too. So I'm going to combine the two and do a little bit of a tutorial on how to clay bar. So that way you guys aren't watching me wet sand for like 4 hours, because I'm not gonna do 50 different sanding videos on MR2. There was a joke in there. I'm just joking. I know, I love watching Motion Auto's sanding videos. I'm not as good at it as Trevor is, so I'm not gonna do 50 sanding videos in the MR2 because I'm just not as entertaining. But I'm gonna do some wet sanding on the car today. I'm gonna put in this how-to tutorial on how to clay bar because it's a very important detailing step and it's very easy and yields a lot of benefits for protecting and prolonging your car's finish. So when I first learned what clay barring was, to me it reminded me of going to a spa, but for your car. It's like getting a facial. It's exfoliating. You're pulling the contaminants out of your skin and you're pulling the contaminants out of the car's paint. So it's kind of similar, I guess, in a way, but the whole purpose of clay barring is you're using the clay to pull stuff that embeds itself into the clear coat of the car. And by rubbing the clay across it, you're basically you're extracting those contaminants out of the paint. Same as if you were to get like a facial, like if you use like a Biore strip or a charcoal mask and you peel it off, it pulls the contaminants out of your face. Or like using an exfoliating face scrub pulls the contaminants out of the face. I guess the face scrub's not really a good example because the face scrub would be more like using an abrasive compound on the car. So that doesn't really work. I don't know, I've never clayed my face before. A clay mask, I have. So it's kind of like a clay mask. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. I thought of it as like a facial, but for your car. So let's go over some claying techniques. So obviously this surface is really dirty and disgusting right now, and there's debris everywhere. I'm not gonna clay a dirty surface because you're just gonna scratch the paint. So I'm gonna give Mr. Dose a quick rinse off and then we'll get to claying. Okay, gave the car a good rinse off and dried it. So now I can go and start clay barring some areas for you guys to see. Now this is the quarter panel that was wet sanded already. So I'm not gonna do any clay barring on here because it's pretty darn good. I'd say it's almost perfect. There's different types of clay, different manufacturers of clay, and the same when it goes with the lubricant. There's different types of lube that you can use to clay your paint. Some people use soapy water, others use a dedicated clay lubricant, and others use like a quick detail spray wax.
Spermicidal lube too.
Me personally, I did used to have a clay lubricant, dedicated clay lubricant, but because I go through so much quick detail wax, I just started using the quick detailer wax because I'm constantly going through this stuff on my own car and cars that I detail, that it just made more sense to me to use one product instead of having two products, because I don't really see much of a difference between clay lube and quick wax other than the fact that you can use quick wax to quick wax a car and to clay bar, but clay lube, you can't quick wax a car with clay lube. It's just clay lube. Now other people use soapy water, which is a perfectly acceptable method as well. I personally have never even tried using soapy water. It's just not a method I'm like familiar with. I may try it sometime on my own car just to see, but I just stick to using a dedicated spray wax. I do use Chemical Guys spray wax. There's a link below to where you can purchase that on Amazon. And when it comes to clay, I have probably about 5 or 6 different boxes of clays in my garage. I have Meguiar's, I have some Wolfgang, which is what I'm gonna be using right here. It's just Wolfgang poly clay. I actually have a clay that's specially formulated for glass. And then there's different grades of clay that you can use. Personally, I'm not on that level of automotive detailing yet to really know the differences between the different formulas of clay. The whole purpose of this video is to show you guys how to do the basics of claying a car. For the average person out there that doesn't even have any detailing experience, just someone that wants to clay their car because they've heard about it or want to give it a shot, a DIY type thing. You want to make sure the surface is nice and lubed up, because if you don't and you're rubbing a chunk of clay across the paint and there's contaminants on there, there's a good chance you might scratch the surface. You want to make sure it's generously lubed. Damn it. Another thing too, also never do circular motions. Always back and forth motions when you're claying. So turn the camera over to the paint. I say turn the camera over like I have an assistant, but it's on a tripod. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna try right behind the rear tire on the MR2 and see. Oh, look, there's a smiley face. That's pretty cool. Let's see if I can get any debris down here. MR2 is actually pretty clean, I'm surprised. Oh yeah, can you guys hear that? There's something hard right there. Hey, see, I'm going in back and forth motions and not in circular motions. You want to avoid circular motions because it'll swirl. Granted, I don't understand why back and forth is any better, because that would still scratch. Man, all right, this car is a bad example. It's not pulling up a lot because this car is really clean because it hasn't been on the road since it's been painted. Let's try to get something more dirty. Now, when it comes to clay barring, I typically find on cars I clay bar, there are areas on the car that get more contaminants than others. Usually flat surfaces like the top of the hood, the roof of the car, tops of bumpers, they'll pick up more contaminants than others because it's just falling in the air and settling in the paint. Also behind wheel wells and on the back bumper usually picks up quite a bit of debris. So I'm gonna try to find a really dirty area so I can show you guys what will get picked up by a clay bar. So like I said before, they do make clay specially formulated for glass, but this is just a beginner tutorial. So we're gonna use some regular old clay and we're gonna tackle the glass next to see if you can clay glass. There you go, you guys. Can you see all that brown crud on the bottom of the clay? Literally all I did to this glass was I clay barred it. I mean, it's incredible what just clay alone did to this glass. Before, after. Before, after. You can clearly see through the glass a lot better. Has more like of a blue hue to it. So not only can you clay paint and glass, I'm gonna clay the taillights on this MR2 and we can see what kind of improvement clay will make to a plastic lens. I don't think there's been wax or anything done to these taillights in probably like a decade. All right, here's a taillight before. This one has not been clayed. Literally all I did was clay it. Now granted, I am using a quick wax as a lubricant, so that does have a little bit of effect on the shine to the taillight. I want to try some paint though that's really dirty. This MR2 doesn't really have that bad of paint because it was painted within the past year and it hasn't been driven since. So I'm probably gonna pull in my roommate's Focus because that is in bad need of a detail right now. So it should be a good example of what contaminated paint will look like after you clay it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a fresh piece of Meguiar's clay that I've already molded into a nice little pancake. I don't know, it's a clay pancake. Anyway, I'll see if I can get the back of this front fender behind the front wheel cleaned up. So as you can see, that was just from one pass behind the front wheel of the Focus ST. Now this car was just washed, has not been driven since, and you can see all the contaminants that it pulled out of the paint. And her paint is in fairly good condition on this car too. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. I figured it'd be kind of fun, something to do a little bit different. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment section below, and I'll try my best to answer them. If you want to see a more detailing content, let me know also, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.
Let's start.